Did you know that Conan O'Brien, his nose was smashed into a million pieces when he was in high school? When he was a victim of a Boston gang beatdown when he was in high school, and his nose was broken beyond repair. So the nose that you see now, that you see today, wasn't his original nose. They said he actually, here's the quote, okay? So, and this was in Boston, right? So fucking Boston. O'Brien says, "This is not my nose. My nose was completely rebuilt. I was beaten up, and I'm not kidding. I ran into a street gang. I was wearing a t-shirt that had the Irish flag on it, and they were Italian. So this is late high school, and they beat the shit out of me. I got hit so hard in the face, I went to the emergency room, and then I said, is my nose broken? And the doctor said, broken? Good God, man, it's a bag of bones." A bag of bones. So they shattered his nose into a million pieces. It was just a bag of bones. So, I mean, that's fucking insane and inspiring in some respects. Because, I mean, that's your face. What price can you put on your face? And good thing that he was able to get his, nose reconstructed. And so, yeah, that's a fact that I didn't know about Conan O'Brien. So, Ireland, Conan O'Brien fought for you, right? He's got the Irish t-shirt. Boston is actually, it's got a lot of Irish people in Boston. So, I didn't know Italians would get pissed off anytime they see some flag. They just see some other, nation's flag. They see an Irish flag and they get pissed off and they just want to attack people. So, Ireland, Conan O'Brien fought for you. He bled for you. He got his nose smashed into a million pieces. He got smashed into a bag of bones. So, Ireland, you owe it to Conan O'Brien. He fucking fought for you, man. You owe it to unite the whole country. The whole country needs to be united. Get Northern Ireland to become part of Ireland again. So it could be one island nation, just like God intended for it to be. So, yeah, I didn't realize Italians hated Irish people so much just for wearing a t-shirt with a fucking Irish flag on it. I would like to know more details, because that seems crazy. An Italian gang just sees a fucking Irish flag. I mean, and that's some crazy nationality. So that's why Europe is different than the United States. I don't see anybody, if you wear a Georgia state flag in, Iowa, Iowa doesn't get pissed off like, hey, get the fuck out of here, you Georgian. You goddamn Georgian. So that's pretty remarkable. It's an inspiring story because he got his nose smashed and he was able to get it reconstructed, and now, his face is all over the place. Now, a little bit about Conan O'Brien. So just to, I've always liked Conan O'Brien. I've started getting away from him towards my older years. But I started watching Conan when he first started in the 1990s. That's when he first started. He was like this anxious nerd, and it was really good. I mean, his first joke was about how most guys who become a nightly TV comedy show host, they got to be a TV show host in a different way than what Conan did. They were out in the clubs, they were struggling, they worked years and years, they worked hard, in the clubs, and then finally they got on TV. But Conan's plan was to start on TV and then work his way back into the clubs. And then eventually, 10 years from now, he says he wanted to go to the high schools. So he didn't work up to his position, but he started on TV, and then, so that's kind of a clever joke, but it's also totally true. He was a writer for The Simpsons, and then somehow he got his own show, and he was a nervous wreck, but that was endearing. It was like, oh, he's anxious, he's nervous, now he's just this cocky fucking dickhead. He's going for the comedy, he's going to be a joke, so it's kind of, I'm in between on this. I can see him like saying, hey, you damned Italian, I'm Irish, and I'm the Irish kid in town, and you can't fuck with us, and then but that's, you're allowed to say stuff, free speech, and violence shouldn't come to it. So, here's, I don't know, Conan's got a little bit of dickishness to him. He's going for the joke, he wants to make you laugh, but it's all about him, too. So to pretend that you don't have a will to power, well, that's bullshit. So, it sucks that he got his nose smashed and is good. He's untouchable. He'll be okay with me saying this. He probably won't even know I'm saying any of this. But he's got, he's always a dick to the audience. You ever watch his show? Like, as soon as he comes out, he gets everybody amped up. It's like, the intro is going on, like, there's the trumpets, and then they say the guest and all this shit. So, you got it's late night, the trumpets, the music is keyed up, and then eventually, when they introduce him, they're like, ladies and gentlemen, Conan O'Brien. So everybody's excited, they're amped up, just like Conan wanted. Why would you make us sit through a 30-second intro right? And then say Conan O'Brien. If you didn't want everybody cheering, just be like, oh, and here's Conan. Hey, and then he could go straight for the jokes. But why else put that intro in? It's 30 seconds. You make us sit through 30 seconds of your fucking intro, and then as soon as he comes out on stage, basically he wants everybody to clap for 5 seconds and then stop so he could tell his jokes. So, you know, he even did this on the first fucking episode. Now he's like, man, if you're clapping for like 6 seconds, you know, and cheering, and he's like, okay, shut the fuck up, and now the show's back on me now. So it's like he's insecure. He doesn't like all that fanfare. So it's like a weird tightrope he wants. And then he insults the audience. He's like, it really feels like you're angry. It feels like you're more angry than anything. No, you got them all amped up. You got them all excited. And they clapped for 6 seconds, and that was 1 second too much. And then if they quit clapping, then he's like, oh, okay, don't do that. Whereas I've seen Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert is more humble. Stephen Colbert, he'll sit there and okay, I'll take the adulation. Go ahead, clap, you know, get it out of your system. All right, now I'm back. But Conan, he'll start insulting you as soon as you clap for 6 seconds. So 5 seconds, no more, no less. If it's less, he won't feel the love. But if it's any more, then Conan's queen comes out. You know, his queen beast. He starts queening out. He's like, all right, enough already. Everybody shut the fuck up. And you're in the audience and you're just like, Jesus Christ, God damn, Jesus Christ on a cracker. Why does he hate us so much? Because we love him too much? So, you know, I don't understand why he goes overboard like that. It's not fucking anger. It's not anger at all. That's him trying to make a joke. He's like, shut up so I can tell my damn jokes. Well, we're here. You're telling them for us, right? Or we're just, that's the thing. The audience is more of a prop. You know, he's talking to the TV and the audience is just supposed to be laughing at his jokes where they're supposed to be laughing. So, yeah, Conan, it's adulation. The audience loves you. It's your fans. They fucking love you. He's the one that's got the anger issues. He's insecure, so he needs to just kind of chill out and enjoy it. Now, if they were clapping for 5 minutes straight, okay, that's way too much. But 6 seconds? Come on. 6 seconds is just 1 second over 5 seconds. So, god damn it. Fucking shit, Conan. Come on. If you don't want the audience to clap so damn much, don't have a 30-second intro. Just be like, oh, here's Conan. Everybody, you know, clap. Okay, oh, it's Conan. Okay. But if you have a big-ass fucking, you know, extravaganza band and music, and then, hey, Conan O'Brien. So it's like, clap, 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 done. Stop. No more clapping. It's like, man, I don't know. So just, here's Conan, that's it. Then, you know, but instead he makes his intro. So I think it should be equal. Intro is going to be 30 seconds, then they just should be able to clap for 30 seconds. I know it's not good TV and you want to get your show going on. Well, quit having such a long-ass intro. That's fucking nuts. You get everybody all clapping and, you know, all amped up and shit. And it's a live audience, so just have the intro for the TV and then just say, okay, and here's Conan. And they'll get up and clap, but they won't be like, you know, going overboard. Enough is enough, Conan. Enough is enough. So Conan can be a dick. He can be a dick. When he first started out, he was this anxious nerd, so, you know, that was exciting. But Jack McBrayer, he once said the same thing. So Jack McBrayer from 30 Rock, sort of the redneckish, lovable young man. But Jack McBrayer, he was like, you're scary. He was sitting there and he was like, you're scary. And he is scary. He is intimidating. He always wants to roll his eyes and try to go for the quick joke, right? So this guy here, look what he just said. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You know, he says. So, you know, some pretty hyperbole, right? That's comedy, is to exaggerate things. And he also once said, Conan said that his formula for the show, for how jokes are picked to be on the show, if the joke, a personal insult, is just horrible. If the joke is just horrible, oh my God, that's just revolting. If he hears a joke and he makes a joke, then it's got to be on the show. So that's the formula. I remember this one joke he said about the Hokey Pokey, the man who came up with the Hokey Pokey song had died. And they said how they buried him. They put his left foot in, they put his right foot in. And that's, you know, it's clever. But it's also like really horrible. The man just died and now you have a joke. But that's horrible. That joke has got to go in. So the fact that his formula is if it's a crappy joke that's horrible, he's kind of a dick, right? He's kind of a dick. So, of course, Jack McBrayer was intimidated by Conan O'Brien. And, I don't know, perhaps it's true what they say about him not having a soul. But I don't know. I like Conan. I just wish he would humble himself a little bit. Yeah, he's Mr. Big Time now. But when he first started, you know, you had Letterman and all these other guys that you could have went with. He was on Fox. And so I went with Conan because he was sort of the underdog. And then, you know, so I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like he's much of an underdog anymore. Why can't he still be Jenny from the block, right? Why does he know where he came from? And, you know, just at the first show, he's got anxiety. And it seems like it's crippling, debilitating anxiety. Like he was like, and making all these jokes. And a psychopath is somebody that has no anxiety and no empathy. So he's got anxiety. Does he have empathy? He seems to keep Andy Richter around to beat up on him. I don't know if I really like that. And mock incessantly. Unless the audience cheers for him, then he's like, okay, Andy, I'll let you slip in a joke from time to time. He'll give a pass with his incessant mocking. But that's like, Conan just needs somebody there. It's like, okay, I'm not working. Then he makes a joke, and then Conan's like, okay. And then everybody's like, oh, okay, Conan. So Andy is just basically his, you know, his fucking butt boy. And, yeah, you know, I don't know why he's shitty to Andy, but then I don't know why Andy would sit there and take, I guess he's got to have a job somehow. It's not a bad gig. I liked the two guys being up there. It looked like they were more of a team, but if they were a team, then every once in a while it'd be the Andy Richter show and Conan would be the sidekick, right? That's equality. It's not equality at all. It's definitely an oppressor-oppressed relationship. They make fun of it. They joke around about it, right? He's got, you know, Andy Richter has all these sort of, feelings, you know, for hating Conan. He's going to get Conan back one day, so they have like little bits about it. So they make fun of that relationship a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Conan's a bit of a dick, is what I'm trying to say. Remember when William Shatner, when he finally got to Tonight Show, right, for his 5 minutes, 7 months, but he finally got to Tonight Show, and then William Shatner made a joke, and then Conan made fun of William Shatner, and then William Shatner flipped him off, and then Conan, like, freaked out, and he made a scene. He started walking around like, what, trying to be like a tough guy. And so it's weird, the FCC's censorship rules. It's okay to insult somebody. Man, you're the dumbest person I've ever heard of or seen. You're so stupid. Well, fuck you. Whoa. That's going too far. So it's okay to make fun of me and say I'm fucking dumb, but if I say fuck you for insulting me, well then that's, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You should be allowed to defend yourself, right? You have to be clever. You have to have a clever joke ready to shoot back off. That's the only way you could defend yourself. Nah, just, you know what, you insulted me, go fuck yourself. So, yeah, Conan, you're the one that's angry and insecure, and you're not appreciative of others, okay? And there's also another issue, since Conan, he pretends like he's this little Catholic boy. He's like, oh, I'm just fun and playful, I'm so innocent, I'm just this little Catholic boy, and then he'll see, like, you know, he'll have some woman, some scantily clad woman, and he'll start asking her real personal questions, like, so, what's it like doing threesomes? What's it like doing, you know, what's a 69 all about? Or just like, you know, he asks these sexually, you know, laced questions, and then when they say, well, why are you asking me this question? Why are you acting like I'm the expert on threesomes? And he's like, no, I'm just a good Catholic boy, I don't know anything about this. And it's like, ah, come on. It's fucking obvious. We see the prima donna that's in you. You're fucking, right, Mr. Innocent, right? You had sex. Shut the fuck up. You've been fucking for decades. So I'm sure you understand some of these things, Conan. You're not fooling anybody. There was one saving grace. He once said that he was 60-40. So he was 40% gay, and then he said some of the men that he was actually attracted to. So that's remarkable. I think I could admit to maybe 5%, maybe my pinky toe or something, but 40%, that's, you know. So, I mean, I guess it's just like anybody else. There's pros and cons with anybody else. Conan is pretty intimidating himself, but it was interesting actually to see somebody that he's intimidated by. So, whereas Jack McBrayer is intimidated by Conan O'Brien, Gordon Ramsay intimidates Conan O'Brien. So it's interesting to see who the biggest bullies are. The only folks bullies are afraid of are other bullies. So they did a cooking show, and I couldn't find the exact clip, but I remember what had happened. But these other ones, he was sitting there talking to Gordon. Oh, you clap your hands a lot. You yell at everybody. You're intimidating. He said that he had a fighter's intensity. Gordon Ramsay once said something, you're too scrawny and thin to fight. And then everybody booed him, right? It's Conan's show. Then they did an arm wrestle thing. Norm Macdonald said that, oh, you're just a cook. And then Gordon Ramsay says, no, I'm a chef. Okay? Call me a chef. Ladies cook. And then people booed him because that's like really sexist. And but the one thing that I remember Gordon Ramsay doing that. I was like, damn, that's intense. So Conan was like sort of joking with him, and Conan's a bigger dick because Gordon Ramsay's trying to be serious. He's trying to cook this thing, and then Conan O'Brien goes above and beyond. And it's funny because Gordon's trying to be serious, and so he's trying to take himself serious, and then Conan's just like, oh, I do this and I do that. I'm Mr. Clown. I'm Mr. Goofy Man. But it's totally to fuck up his vibe. It's totally to fuck up Gordon Ramsay's thing, which is why it's good television watching these two guys go back and forth. But I remember one time Gordon Ramsay got real pissed off, and he was like, oh, yeah, because you're just a little boy. And he got right into his face, and then Conan was kind of like, what do I do here, right? And so he eventually did get to Gordon, and Gordon had said, well, I'll break you like a little boy or some shit like that. And I don't know where that clip is. They probably was like, oh, we got to delete that clip forever because, you know, Conan's a prima donna now. He's like Cheney. He can get his house off of Google. No, I don't want my house on Google Maps. Get that off of here. I don't know if that's true, but, so yeah, essentially what I'm trying to say is, like, that's the secret to make yourself look like you're less of a dick than you are, Conan. All you gotta do is invite other guests who are bigger, insecure bullies than what you are. So yeah. Conan, that's an inspiring story. You got your nose broken into a million pieces, a bag of bones, but it was able to reconstruct it, and you were able to make something out of yourself. So good for you. You had humble origins. You know, now you're just, I don't know. You've been in the game for a long time, right? Why don't you, like, play some music or something? Like, write a South Park episode. Switch, you know, Trey Parker, Matt Stone. Why don't y'all start, you know, do a TV talk show, and then you start, I don't know. I guess if it's working and people are still entertained. I watched him, and he was still funny. His monologue is one of the best out there. It's just that he's insecure, right? So if you're a guest, oh, look at this guy. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said. Huh, audience? I'm smart. He's stupid. He gets the fucking desk. You just get a little fucking seat. There's definitely a hierarchy there, and that's, I'm not a big person into hierarchy. Compare Gordon Ramsay, this will be my last thought, compare Gordon Ramsay to Martha Stewart. So Martha Stewart, she had Conan on, and he's like messing up the forks, and was like, I bet that drives you nuts, doesn't it, how I just messed all those forks up. And yeah, I guess that's kind of bullshit, right? She organized them, and he just fucked it all up. Now somebody has to sit there and put, you know, all the forks in the fork slot and all the spoons. But Martha Stewart was very humble. She just laughed about it. She's like, oh, okay, it's a TV show, he's a clown, that's what he does. And so, you know, Gordon Ramsay can learn something from Martha Stewart about being humble. I'm not sure what Gordon Ramsay's deal is. And then his comment about, you know, ladies cook. It's a little bit sexist. But I can understand a little bit. Gordon, he didn't really deserve it. He comes on the show to cook, and then Conan's totally fucking with him. He's kind of like, man, concentrate. I'm kind of trying to get you to cook here. And so he was defending himself because he says, who would cook? That's what Norm Macdonald said. Norm Macdonald, who would cook? What kind of person would choose cooking as a career? And it's like, Norm Macdonald, you're just an asshole. And that's why Conan invited him, right? He wanted Norm. He wanted his double team him. He wanted to have his buddy there with him so he didn't get intimidated. So, Conan O'Brien, stop being a dick. That's not the point. The whole point was just about him getting his face smashed. I'm a fan. I'll check into you time to time. Actually, I like him now. Now that I've gotten this off my chest, maybe he'll listen, and maybe he won't be so shitty to the audience, okay? Quit getting everybody all amped up and getting, you know, pissed off at everybody just because, you know, you got them all excited for 30 seconds. They had to listen to how great you are, and then they want to give you a standing ovation. You're like, okay, stand down, stand down. Well, if you don't want people, you know, cheering so much, don't have such a long-ass fucking intro. You make me sit through 30 seconds of your bullshit intro, getting amped up, well, you're going to listen to 30 seconds of us. If you don't want that, then just do a 5-second intro. We'll do 5-second clapping. That'll be even. Even Steven. Equality.